Howdy Howdy, this is Blue Otter, and today we're playing Tavern Talk.
Once upon a time in a world far, far away, in a realm ruled by dragons and magic. Well, actually, it was this land specifically. Not that far away. Let me start over. Once upon a time, somewhere in Gaia, not that far away, there was a tavern. My tavern.
Quaint little tavern.
A place for anyone looking for an adventure or a quick refreshment. A place open to everybody. Even jackdaws, I suppose. But I'm not just your typical innkeeper. My drinks are infused with magic to aid ambitious adventurers on their quests. To make sure they always return victorious. Big shoes to fill, I know.
Repeat customers and clientele.
Then again, what's the worst that could happen?
Hiya, Innkeep. How's it going? All fine and dandy? Can't complain. How about you, Fable? All fine and dandy? Yes, all fine and dandy. I had such an exciting day. Really, really exciting. Did you go on an adventure? Even better. I took a walk around the grove, and then I replanted a mushroom that had fallen over. Then I patiently waited for it to turn into a mushroom monster, or a mushroom mimic, maybe a gnome. Did it? No, but I got to take another walk around the grove. How was it? Great! I got to see the same stones, the same trees, the same Eremethine Hydra guarding the entrance to Avalon, the same moss. I even got to water the asters. They didn't really need it, but I was there, so... Sounds very exciting. Who am I kidding? My life is exciting as a roasted nut. Nuts are healthy, very thrilling in sauces or as a snack. There are various types of nuts: walnuts, peanuts, hazelnuts. I'm allergic. Oh. I didn't know that. Oh, no worries. I mean, I never told you. And hey, at least something would happen if I ate a nut, just not something very fun. No, allergies are not fun. Anaphylactic shock and all that, does that count as an adventure? No, I think that would count as a mistake. So what you're saying is that you're missing some spice. Oh, no. No, I have a very sensitive stomach. I don't think chilies would help me much. Though I'm very good at growing Phoenix chilies. I was talking about the spice in your life. Oh, that's what you meant. Well, yes, exactly, that's it. There's no chili flakes, no garlic, no dragons. Just a lot of salt. I'm like a bland soup. So a classic case of boredom, I see. Do you know that feeling when nothing exciting is going on in your life? Every day. Like life isn't bad, but also not particularly fun? Okay, so we have a choice. Now, in the demo I did, have you tried visiting a circus? And I've said this before, I actually wrote my master's thesis on the circus. So I'm going to do this, so I'm going to try this one. Have you tried adding some zest to your soup? Huh? Drama, buzz, excitement, something fiery. Go to the theater or a gala. Arrive in a hot air balloon. A hot air balloon? Don't they fly up really high? Yes, I think that's the point. I'm afraid of heights, and of people, and of actors. But apart from that, I'm trying. I tried singing, but what is singing if not the telling of a tale? How can I sing of things if I never lived through anything? What do you mean? Well, day in, day out, I live in the same green soup of routines. Sure, I have my forest and I look after it, but I want to get out and see something. Like, for example, listen to the song I started writing. I wish to be a hero, slaying mighty drakes. I wish to meet a pretty nymph resting by the lakes. So a pretty nymph that's pretty daring, or that sounds like a good song opening to me. Oh, really? You think so? Well, perhaps it has a nice flow to it. But nothing actually happens in it because all I do is sit around and wish for things to happen. I don't even know what nymphs do. I've never met one. Taxes, maybe? No, I don't think so. I would love to sing about the exciting, magical things I encounter. But to be honest, the most exciting thing in my life is coming to your tavern and discovering new drinks. Not a lot of songs you can write about that. I wouldn't mind a jingle. I'll think of one. Can I mention nymphs? I'd prefer if you didn't. Okay, maybe one day I'll get to offer them their own jingle. In the meantime, can I offer you a drink? Yes, I'd love a drink. The usual? Yes, please. That means a swift strike, in case you forgot. Thank you for the reminder, Fable. It's my favorite. It always makes me feel like a feather-light nymph floating on the waves of a sunny lake. Do you want to be with a nymph or be the nymph? Both? But mostly I want a swift strike. Message received. Although, I was wondering, I've been coming to your tavern for so long and I still don't know anything about how you make your drinks. Could you show me? I sense a tutorial. I'm going to do the tutorial. Really? Yes, I can't believe I'm doing the tutorial. What should I do? Do I need to put on an apron or summon a familiar? How do I summon a familiar? Just follow me. Welcome to my drink mixing nook. So this is what it looks like back here. Hello, Endu. Careful, I haven't fed him yet. Where do we start? Well, usually I start by figuring out what my patrons want. To make sure I don't forget what they ordered, I take notes in my journal. Let's have a look. Oh, you pinned my order. I did. If I want to look for specifics, I check my detailed notes. I do keep a log just in case. When I'm sure I know what was asked of me, I browse my recipes. Can't you just freehand mix something to see what sticks? No, I'd like to mix and match for a more varied result, but the right balance is crucial, so I stick to my recipes. When I've settled on one, I can use the chalk to draw it on the board. So what if I pick the wrong one? I can either erase it with a sponge or just pick a different recipe. My ingredients are stored in the 5 bottles on the right, over here. There's dexterity, intelligence, defense, strength, and charisma. I think dexterity sounds the tastiest. I had a feeling you might say that. If I mess up or want to redo my drink for any other reason, I can simply feed my mistakes to Undo. Once I'm done, I ring the bell to activate the primordial vortex. Actually, I don't need to bore you with the magical details. Just try making a drink. You've got this. Okay, so we're going to come over here and we're going to find the Swift Strike, draw a recipe, and so one of the things that I've noticed is that it goes around and it feels like this little pentagon here in the middle. And each one of these little arrows tells you, there's a little arrow at the tip. So each one of those tips tells you it's one of those. So here, and it corresponds over to this chart over here. So I have this little shield corresponds to this one, so we pour one of those, and that's going to match for that, for this tip. And then we're going to have one of here, and that's one. And now we need 1, 2, 3 of this one. So we're just going to finish that out. And thank you, Andu. We have our Swift Strike. And there's our drink. Goes through some magical thing, and we get a new cup. Wow, it actually does teleport. Of course it does. What did you think was happening? I thought you were just very good at sleight of hand. I see. Give your creation a taste. That's delicious. I made that. You made that. Thank you for showing me the ropes. Thank you for your enthusiasm. These adventures you dream of, aren't you scared they'll be the end of you? Maybe, but how would I know if I never try? Do you actually want to try? Well, yes, I want to tell great stories, but what? Never mind. We have a mysterious stranger in a staring contest. How can I help you? A drink. For you? Right. What kind? Drinkable? Very specific, thank you. How about a spoken heart? Some charisma couldn't hurt. Sure, whatever. Alright, so we are going to open up our journal. We want spoken heart. So it's going to go all the way there. We're going to draw the recipe. I want one. And then we're going to do 3 of... There we go. Spoken heart. Here's your drink. Quiet person. This should be digestible. Maybe even tasty. Thanks. It looks like a Mai Tai. It reminds me of a Mai Tai. Almost washes away the memories of that banshee haunting the lonesome lagoon at night. And her bone-shattering song of sorrow. Almost. All right. The brooding type, I see. What are you thinking about, Fable? Just dreams. Yours or someone else's? Mine. Other people seem to have the courage to follow theirs. Why can't I be like that? Isn't that up to you? I wish it was. My brother says my dreams are a fool's errand, that I'm running away from where I belong. We are rangers, Fable. We belong in the woods, like the stream that ripples down the mountain. Or the birds in the trees, we keep the balance. It's what we're meant to do. And is that what you want to do? Yes, no, not really. I want to experience things outside the safe borders of the forest. I want to live a life full of adventure. Boredom will feel like bliss. I want to be brave and strong. And I want to sing songs about my adventures that make other people yearn for that same freedom. Of course, I could never leave the Ashen Grove behind forever. It's my home. But there's nothing wrong with going away from time to time, right? I mean, my brother looks after the grove, as well as my sisters. I think it'd be fine without me. Then you should do what your heart desires. Will it stop aching then? I think so, yes. What if it's wrong to leave, though? What if destiny never meant for me to leave? What if it did? That would be a dream come true. Be your own Jenny, Fable. Your adventures start with you. Thank you, Innkeeper. You really are the most exciting part of my day. Bye, Fable. Greetings, traveler. How may I help you? You own this establishment, Innkeep? Last time I checked. Humph. With whom do I have the pleasure? The name's Carolyn. You can call me Care or Lynn. Couldn't care less. Nice to meet you, Care. Lynn, what can I do for you? Perhaps something to drink? You do that thing with the quests, right? So they say. Do you want one? You can have a look at my notice board. Ugh, no. No quest for me. But I may have one for you, or your notice board. Tell me more. Heard of a werewolf making trouble in Tergaren. Terrorizing farmers, tearing sheep apart, the whole program. A werewolf? That's news to me. Listen, me too. Didn't see one in almost a decade, and that was far south in Ereve. Been wondering if it's the same one, just moving up like a nomad. I thought the werewolf hype died along with that one romance novel. You mean the one with the vampires? Think so. Nah, they just split society into two camps, Team Werewolf or Team Vampire. Which one are you, Innkeep? Given the present company, we're gonna go Team Werewolf. Is it the fur or the pecs? Neither. Questionable experience with the other camp, more so. I'm itching to ask for details. Don't. How about you? Wouldn't you like to know? Yes, that's why I asked. Keep guessing. Has anyone ever told you you could pass as a werewolf? Yes, all the time, at least twice a day. Only downside of looking like a wolf is getting mistaken for one. I see. Is that why you don't want to take care of the werewolf yourself? Yes. No. I'm just afraid he might look too much like my Uncle Dragon. Would feel bad for slaying that fella. You know, hunchback, hairy, crooked teeth. Is that a werewolf or just Uncle Dragon? You can't tell. Same fate befell Aunt Olga. I'm sorry to hear that. Nah, that hag had it coming. Never fall behind your grooming schedule, or before you know it, the next wannabe Van Helsing will strike you down with a silver arrow. Do the Van Helsings also hunt werewolves? Don't know. Don't care enough to check. Either way, that southern werewolf, yeah? Right. Anything else that might help others get done with it rather swiftly? Fetch. Pardon me? Should they get into a dangerous situation, they'll just have to start playing fetch. That works? On any dog, trust me. Good to know. Thanks, Care. Lynn. It's not that hard. Either Carolyn, Care, or Lynn. We'll go with Care this time. Alright, Chief. You got a name, or is it just Innkeep? Just Innkeep for now. Playing hard to get, I see. Well, Innkeep, then before I venture on, you've got a drink for me? Of course. What would you like? I'll take something powerful, something with a whole lot of strength. And don't you dare give me that watered-down muck instead. Okay, something with a lot of strength. So we want something with sword. So that's going to be a southern brawler. We're going to draw the recipes. So we want one of that one. One of this one. And then we're going to do 3 of... There we go. Southern Brawler. A drink with 0 water as requested. Not bad. Just what I was craving. Thanks. Where will you head from here? Hapspec west through the Ashen Grove. Got some business to take care of. What kind of business? Personal business. Care to elaborate? No. But you won't stop asking until I do, will you? No. My cousin claims her crops are being stolen by undead snails. Obviously, I'm pretty sure she's hallucinating. But I did hear from some folks complaining about an undead uptick in the west, so might as well humor her. And make sure she hasn't turned into an undead snail herself? Something like that, yeah. It's odd, ain't it? Resurrecting the dead? It's certainly unconventional. That's one way to put it. I think there's not much use digging up the past. It's just going to open wounds you stapled shut. Or eat your face. The past haunts everyone willing to listen. Would you mind talking like a normal person? I ain't exactly up for philosophizing. You started this conversation. And I'm ending it. Alright, well then. If you find any more rumors for me or need aid, don't shy away from coming back. I'm more of a lone wolf, don't do groups, but sure, for more work, I'll be back. I'll be waiting. Speaking of rumors, you know how to turn them into proper quests, right? Don't want them to go to waste. So yeah, let's use some help. We'll go to the tutorial. Fine, I guess I got a few minutes. Let me see your setup. This is where I sort all the rumors I've collected. I also keep them written down in my journal so I don't forget. Smart. I think the best next step would be sorting the matching snippets on the quest page. Just drag them over and make sure they're all for the same quest. Otherwise, you'll end up confusing adventures. Once you're done, select the quill of yours and it'll be written up. Got it? Got it. Thank you for your help, Care. Put it on my tab. That's not how that works. Good night to you too. Alright then, let's assemble this quest. Alright, so we have Volkikin. Carolyn told me about a werewolf who is roaming around Tregarin, a potential threat to villagers. Werewolf's secret weakness is plain fetch. Apparently no dog can resist the urge to run after a stick. Can we determine where it goes? Yeah. The werewolf previously has been seen in Erevan, a southern town, a nomad, or do they have a goal in mind? And the quill. A werewolf on detours. Feeding Andu, sweeping up, and turning out the lights. Act 1, The Wayfarer's Inn. 2, Prelude to Bravery, 58th of the Wake. Act 1, The Wayfarer's Inn, Chapter 2, Prelude to Bravery. Start the day. Quest taken. Yes, Fable. What do you have there, Fable? I found this on your notice board. It says a werewolf is terrorizing Tergarin. Is that true? It is indeed. Have you sent anyone after it yet? Maybe that hooded guy from yesterday? Not yet. The hooded guy just took his drink and left. Or their drink. I think it's a they. What kind of hero are you? Looking for. Oh, who knows their way? One who knows their way around difficult terrain, woods even. Preferably one who's good with a bow. One who tells me they want the quest. Ah, I am good with a bow. Yes, Fable. And I know my way around any woods. I know that, Fable. We're just gonna stare at each other. And maybe I want the quest. Just maybe? No, not just maybe. Since yesterday, all I've been thinking about is you telling me to follow my heart. And then I step into your tavern, and the quest practically jumps out at me, and I think, hey, there's a start for an adventure. It's near forest. You know forest. You live in a forest. And werewolves are basically just normal wolves, but slightly scarier because they're also human. But you've talked to humans. You've talked to humans before. And you got silver arrows for your birthday last year, and they're just collecting dust in your room. And I thought I could ask you if anyone had taken it yet. And then I didn't think that far ahead. I see. Or rather, I did, but then I thought, what if I take the quest? Then I have to go on the quest. And I have to fight the werewolf, or talk to the werewolf, which is worse. Because what if the werewolf doesn't like me? And what if I try to shoot it with my silver arrow? I miss and I shoot a tree instead, and then the tree would be mad at me. But it wouldn't really matter because I'd be dead because of the werewolf. That took a quick turn. So maybe I should put the quest back. Fable? Yes? Do you want me to tell you to take the quest? Maybe? I can't make this decision for you. Neither can I. Whenever I have to make a difficult decision, it's like I freeze in place. And suddenly I'm unable to move until someone makes the decision for me. Like a slime, a frozen slime that can't move. I've met slimes less anxious than you. You've met slimes? My tavern is open to anyone. Oh, right. What do slimes drink? Water, more slime, bones. You sell bones? Only to slimes. Maybe you'd be able to add my bones to your menu soon. You'll just have to pick them up from the forest floor. I think I'd have a hard time convincing a werewolf to give up free bones. Why are you so anxious, Fable? In general? I think answering that would take up more time than we have to spare. About taking up the quest, it seems to me that you want to take it, but you're trying to talk yourself out of it instead. Oh, well, I do want to go on that quest. Werewolves may not be the best muses, but it would make a good start for a song, right? The prelude of the epic, Fable the protector of the woods, the world, the worms. The worms? They seem like they need protecting. But every time I think about embarking on a quest, and I start to think more deeply about what might happen, all of my bones start to shake and I feel dizzy. So is there something making you feel like you might fail? Aside from the bloodthirsty werewolf? We don't know what it's thirsty for. It might prefer orange juice. It might. Well, heroes have history, right? Great feats they can look back on to prove their bravery. Inspirational adventures that remind them of the light and the dark. I have the opposite of that, great mistakes and epic regrets. Like the Mary Morgan incident. Or my first encounter with the Aramathine Hydra. Or the reason why no one wants to spend time with me. The Mary Morgan incident? Yes, the Mary Morgan incident. Didn't you hear about that? Oh, thank Gaia word didn't get around. It was my very first adventure, the chance to finally escape from the daily grind. What happened? An adventuring party was on their way passing through the Ashen Grove. Due to the Sylvan spirits, it gets fairly foggy at night. And the fog bears great danger to anyone who isn't acquainted with the spirits who call it home. So they wanted guidance from a local ranger. A merchant up in Tregarin recommended me. I agreed to help, of course. My first adventure, yay! I was so excited, but then very, very nervous. So of course, it had to go wrong. I think it was the nerves. Why were you so nervous? New people, seasoned adventurers, one stronger than the next, all in shining armor and armed to the teeth. I wanted to leave a good impression, but my bad luck got in the way. How did it go wrong? I felt their condescending glares on my back as I walked through the woods. Of course, I didn't know whether they actually glared, but my fear got a hold of me and I led them astray. I must have blacked out. I've never gotten lost in the woods before. But this time I did. I couldn't see well. There was blood rushing in my ears, and I felt dizzy. So for some stupid reason, I led them along a path no one should ever take. Past the riverbanks of the Shiver Mare, home to the Mary Morgan. You know of the Mary Morgan, yes? The wrathful spirit that's known to drown men? Not sure if she's really differentiates between genders, though. For some stupid reason, I read them right into her arms. I got scared, and in the end, they had to save me. They fought the creature, and we finally found a way out when dawn broke, and the fog ebbed away. I couldn't look at them for the rest of the journey. And I bid my farewells when we reached the other side of the Ashen Grove. I was too embarrassed to speak. I'm sure I'm still the laughingstock of every one of their gatherings. How am I supposed to set foot in the adventuring world again? To be fair, it could have been worse. I could have led them right into the arms of the wyvern chimera that resides in the Quagman Grove. They say it has a taste for adventurers. But you didn't. But I didn't. Your first encounter with the Hydra. Well, just a day after it arrived to guard the portal to the dream plane Avalon, I wanted to be polite and neighborly, so I brought it some homemade biscuits. I burned them a little in the oven, but I thought since it has a fire breath, it wouldn't mind. So I approached the Aramathine Hydra, and I have the whole speech prepared about how I'm looking forward to having it around, and how its green scales match my hat. But it was so tall and intimidating, I forgot all about what I wanted to say. So I set down the biscuits and smiled awkwardly. It looked at my biscuits and then at me, and it said, "By the rivers of the stars stands a man who reads the firmament's past. Some things are as sturdy as the gilded ice. some things as changing as Leviathan's sea. All trimmers hate mice, all hydras love tea. I thought to myself, wow, the Eremathine Hydra has given me a riddle. A quest, maybe this shall be my first adventure. But I couldn't figure out the answer, so I left, and I tried to solve the riddle for 3 days. I was too ashamed to step foot in front of it again, lest it know that I was not worthy of its wisdom. But then I couldn't take it anymore, and I ran back, apologized, and begged it for the answer. Turns out, that's just how it speaks. It wanted tea. Did you get it some? Yes. Then you completed its quest. 3 days late. If it had needed an antidote, it would have died. Would-haves are about as useful as an antidote when you haven't been poisoned. They change nothing. I suppose you have a point. Why does no one want to spend time with you? Because I'm unlucky. I'm unlucky, and whenever good things are supposed to happen, I ruin them. No matter how easy things might be, nothing seems easy enough for me. Imagine there's one nail sticking out in the whole kingdom. Everyone would pass by it except for me. I'd get caught on it and rip my coat. Did that happen once? Once? I wish it had been just once. It seems like my life only follows the path that's the most embarrassing, or dangerous, or dangerously embarrassing. The curse of ill luck follows me wherever I go, like an adventuring companion who secretly wants to kill you. No one wants to hang out with someone who naturally attracts bad things. You're too harsh on yourself, Fable. Am I? See, just last week, I wanted to gather fresh flowers. The daffodils are blooming, and they make for a nice bouquet, you know? Or hair accessories. They always calm my anxiety when I have them around. But me being me, I confuse them with their evil twin, the weeping Armelis. Now guess what I spent the whole day afterwards doing? Weeping? Like a baby all day long. When I plucked them, they released their spores and I started crying. I suddenly felt all the sadness in the world rush over me. I've never been so heartbroken. I'm sorry, that sounds horrible, Fable. It was. Between the tears and sobs, I managed to make a tincture out of hogweed. It eased the pain, but the tears wouldn't stop until dawn. I'm so silly sometimes. There's nothing wrong with picking flowers. There is if they're the wrong flowers. Imagine if I had offered them to adventurers, or even worse, the Hydra. That would have been so embarrassing. I don't think gifting other flowers to make them a little happier is embarrassing. And it would have made a good story to laugh about together. I don't think they would have laughed about it with me, more at me. Maybe they would laugh with you if you chose not to run away. You seem to assign a cruel sense of humor to people that haven't actually shown you such a thing yet. No, not everyone thinks about you the way you think about yourself. That would be nice. Innkeeper? Yes. Do you like spending time with me? Sure. Yes, Fable, I do. Really? Of course. Seeing your face in the tavern brightens even the cloudiest of days. Please never stop coming around. I won't. You make me feel a lot less alone. Thank you. That's because you're not alone. Not as long as my tavern and I are here. You better not go anywhere. Not planning on it. Anyhow, you seem to be very insecure. I think that's the biggest problem here. But how can I not be with everything I touch when everything I touch falls apart? You know that isn't true. You're right. I'm a great gardener. Everything grows around me, but I seem to just get smaller. Except zucchinis. I can't figure out how to grow those. So in a way, I'm like a zucchini. I'm insecure because I don't know what I'm capable of. You'll have to find that out then. Like on a quest. For example, don't you think I'm a little underleveled? Do you think that will change by sitting around? I guess not. Someone has to help those people, right? What if I don't and then no one else comes around? What if I'm the only chance they got? But what if I'm not? What if there's someone better? The best thing you can do is try to help them. So what if another venture swings by and they're able to make the situation better? Isn't that a good thing? 4 hands are better than 2, and who knows, you might even end up forming a party. Oh. And besides, if it's a perfect hero they want, they'll be waiting forever. I didn't think about it like that. Maybe I shouldn't decide to give up before I even try. After all, I'm a very fast runner, so if I screw up, I can just run away really quick. That's the spirit. Okay, I, Fable, a great gardener and future hero, charmer of nymphs, am going to embark on this quest to save the villagers. Thought you'd never met nymphs. And I shall return victorious. Did I do it right? Yes, good job. I leave the quest in your capable hands, brave adventurer. Would you like a drink to aid you on your journey? Yes. Do you have something that can make me more nimble and quiet so that the werewolf won't see me coming? Something with a lot of dexterity. If I want to fight it, I'm going to need that surprise round advantage. Or maybe something that can help me with diplomacy? Perhaps it's just hungry. It's just a hungry lost lichen after all. And it only needs a pep talk and a hug. Maybe we could even be friends. But I would need something with a lot of charisma for that. I will leave the choice up to you. Just make sure you don't pick a random recipe. Please keep it to the abilities I asked for. Thanks, Fable. Remember, your choice can influence my fate. It could change the entire outcome of this quest. But of course, I'm sure you're already aware of that. Sorry for backseat mixing. Alright. We want... It sounds like she's gonna want a swift strike. I think that's what she would be more comfortable with. So we're going to do a touch of this. A touch of this. And a lot of this. Swift strike. Thank you, Andu. Order up. This should do it. Oh, that tastes great. Very brisk. Do you feel a little braver? No, not yet. But I feel faster, more agile, swifter with my bow. Like my arrows could find any werewolf's heart. I'm sure the bravery will come later. I'm sure it will. Thank you. This drink gave me some hope and heart palpitations. I think that's your anxiety. Maybe. You got this, Fable. I'll try. Have some faith in yourself. Okay. I got this. Much better. Oh, I almost forgot. I was thinking about how much your words helped me yesterday. And how I'd have to thank you properly if I ever did end up taking a quest. So, I brought you some Phoenix chilies from my garden. They seemed like something you might enjoy. They possess magical properties. If you plant them in the right soil, they can grow to be fire resistant. And consumption can pass that on to mortals like us? Exactly. I thought they might go well with your drinks. They will. Thank you, Fable. That's a very thoughtful gift. Since I'm waiting for another shipment of infusions in a few days, I'll take a look at them all together later. Of course. I'm glad you like them. Maybe I'll order a drink with them next time. But first, I have to complete my quest. I'll see you post-victory. Good luck, Fable. I wonder how Fable is doing. Maybe they'll find some new ingredients for me. Although, probably not. I hope my shipment arrives soon. Ah, mysterious stranger. You again. Me again. And who are you? Someone who wants a drink. What kind? Drink. Yes, I get it. Could you try being more specific? That Spoken Heart one tasted fine. Thank you. Go back to our Spoken Heart. Drink recipe, awesome. Let's do a little of this one. A little of the shield. And a lot of the crown. Spoken Heart. Thank you, Andu. Drink's ready. A Spoken Heart just for you. Maybe it'll help you find more words. Good attempt. Perfectly drinkable. Might make me come back tomorrow for more. Might not. Thank you. Enjoy. Charming. We go into evening, where we have 2 new individuals. I want to really quickly, I want to look at the journal. What do we have? People, okay, we have Fable. Here, okay. Rumors. Can we organize these? We can organize these. Quests. Log. Incredibly thanks, Charming. Okay. Recipes, ingredients, infusions, and a map. Okay. I just wanted to see the journal. Alright. Careful. You'll step on my cape. Oh, shush. Greetings, travelers. How may I help you? Ugh. Not another one of those empty babblers. Would you prefer a different line? Let's see. Hail and well met, adventurers. Would you like to try me drinks? No, that feels wrong somehow. Could try the one where you just serve drinks quietly. I'm fresh out of that one, sorry. Humph, thought so. You plan to try to peer into my backstory? Probably. Ugh, I'm warning you. I am very good at ignoring non-essential NPCs. Why are you ignoring me? Did they just call me an NPC? Why are you ignoring me? Not ye, the innkeep. Innkeep is ignoring me? Not in the slightest. Don't worry much about him. He's a tad quirky. I see. That thing on your shoulder, is it quirky too? What thing? Ah, my cape. Your cape. That's not his cape. That green fellow on his shoulder is an ooze, or what's left of it. And the rest of it is on you? Pretty tough to clean off. May I ask how that happened? You just did. Maybe I can offer you 2 a drink in exchange for the story in your names? Yes, I love stories. Well then, may I have your name? No, but I shall tell it to you. I'm Sir Alphonse Louis Frederic Duquet de Sang. It's long for Kyle. Kyle? Kyle. Well, Kyle, what kind of drink can I offer you? Blood. Or if you're out, I would settle for something that tastes like blood. Or looks like it. Red is my favorite color. I'll look for something with red in it. Okay, let's look up my ingredients. So order, we have something with 3 stars. This one's the only one that I've got that's red. Ooh, that one looks pretty. Anyway, all right, so the Southern Brawler it is. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. And then we'll have 1 crown and 1 shield. Southern Brawler. There you go. Mostly red. Some almost blood for you, sir. Oh, thank you very kindly. That looks delicious. It also tastes delicious. Very alive. Maybe as a chaser, you could let me have a bite. No. Okay. And to whom may I offer the second drink? Rhea Frostgrip. Nice to meet. Yeah, skip. Just serve me something strong, something that feels durable, tough, like a mountain or the caves of Ur. One of those frosted lagoons looks close enough. Coming right up. I think we've done a frosted lagoon yet. Ah, here we are. Frosted lagoon, so something with shield. I like that they give you kind of the order on that. Let's draw the recipe out. So we have one sword, 1 crown, and 3 shield. Frosted Lagoon. Here you go. A taste of just for you. Valued customer number 2. Oh, are you hitting the placeholder text? Let me try. I see you're many things, but not a liar. Tastes like a pile of rocks. Just how I like it. So, Rhea, Kyle, what about the ooze-filled story? Fine. Guess you've earned it. Alright. Picture me deep in the mountains of Vermeer, with my trusty axe and a good drink by my side. There I was, minding my own business, digging for the good stuff, you know? Hit a gold vein earlier and deemed myself the luckiest dwarf of all time. Had a real big pile of gold. Then suddenly, this big ooze comes along and slurp, gone it was. This is a very boring story. Perhaps we can go looking for my cape now? It's nearly sunrise. And the sun kills you? Oh, right. Did the ooze also eat the cape? Yes. No. Oh. Anyways, I wouldn't call myself the best warrior, but when the ooze slurped me gold, I had to do something. So I took my shovel and dug and hit and dug and hit until there was nothing left of the ooze anymore. Well, almost nothing. So did you dig out your gold? Silly food, she dug out me. And guess what he was clinging on to? The gold? Oh yes, a big old gold nugget. Should be enough to get me to Beruvia. And perhaps it can even get me a dandy new cape. I don't think so, Sunshine. We had a deal. Ah, we did. Please allow me to ask a question. What was that deal again? I get you to Beruvia so you You can participate in your fancy vampire banquet. In return, I get the gold. But what about my cape? Where did you last see your cape? Don't even bother. It's a lost cause. We looked everywhere on the way here. Found cursed chests, many-eyed monstrosities, undead goons. And I started to wonder, where in his life did this man put his cape? Where everyone puts their capes. Do you know where I put my capes? Where? In a wardrobe. Oh. So you can wear it inside the wardrobe land? What? No. Kyle, maybe we could find someone to retrieve your cape for you. We could? Phenomenal. I could put a quest for you, but for that we need a little more information. Good luck with that. First, I need to know where you last saw your cape. I was getting ready to go to the annual vampire banquet hosted by Lord Strut of Brevia. While getting dressed, I realized I couldn't find my cape. My first thought, of course I cannot find it. The cape of invisibility is playing tricks on me. It's quite moody sometimes, which is truly unfortunate when you want to wear it for an important event. We all know how important a fancy cape is for flaunting your vampire status. Of course. Then what was the last vampire event you wore the cape to? My wedding. Your wedding. When I married my sweet Evelyn, I simply had to wear my most treasured cape to show how important she was to me. Evelyn, the vampiric Countess Evelyn residing in Marrow Castle? That would be her. Congratulations, are you still married? Of course not. I hate her, every inch of her body. Turns out, she just wanted... Spit it out, leech. Oh. What? My cape. Ah, rats, here we go again. My sweet Evelyn stole my cape. What now? That little mean, vicious, beautiful beast, her, that thief of thieves, robbed me of my most precious possession. Wouldn't that be your heart? No, I had that taken out centuries ago, but my cape, I could never live without that. Oh, sweet, sweet Evelyn, how could you do this to me? I trusted her with all that I had. That's rough, buddy. Perhaps Innkeeper, that's your name, right? Sure. Do you think there's a courageous adventurer out there brave enough to retrieve my precious cape for me? I'm afraid that my sweetest Evelyn will kill me on sight if I ever set foot in her villa again. Yes, I think we could find such an adventurer. We're setting up that search right now. So where could a brave adventurer find Marrow Castle? Deep past the abyss of dread at the foot of the mountain range that looks like a witch's bosom, towers the mansion of my dear Evelyn, Queen of Darkness, Temptress of Men, Flamenco champion of 1467. The right hero should be able to outsmart her and escape with her life. But be wary, she bites. And she may be invisible now. Alright, I think I've got everything I'll need. I'll write up a quest for you. I'm sure you'll have your cape back in no time. I hope so. That reminds me. Not another cursed monologue. Innkeep, quickly, another drink. I don't think I can make another... I don't think I can make it through another tale of woe without some artificial stamina. I need another lagoon. I'll see what I can do. Alright, let's do another lagoon. So, a little bit of sword, a little bit of crown. And a whole lot of shield. There we go. And there's our frosted lagoon. Some liquid stamina for a valued guest. Oomph. Let me try. You got it right again. I might even last till dayfall with this. Kyle, would you like another drink as well? No, I cannot drink now while I am consumed with thoughts of my love's betrayal. Oh, it ails me so. Everything ails you. The whole way here, you were complaining about having to walk. My bat form doesn't work like it used to. I'm out of practice, and the slime weighs heavily on my shoulders. And my back is all itchy. By the dragons, could it be because you insisted on sunbathing? Oh, right. Innkeeper, do you have a drink to protect me from the sun? Perchance something that would also moisturize my delicate skin? I'm afraid not. Oh, that reminds me. My Aunt Matilda used to harness the power of Shimra's saliva for sun protection. A chimera? A thing, beast made out of several animals. Got 3 heads in all, made by the dragons to guard Gaia. Likes to eat people for breakfast. I'm aware, I just didn't know its saliva could be so useful. Ah. If only I hadn't eaten that delectable bear chimera in the Scarlet Caves, I could have asked it for a sample of its saliva. I'm sure that would have gone over well. Actually, I might know where to find someone. Really? Will you get it for me then? No. Oh. What? What are you looking at me like that for? Ms. Frostgrip, dearest Rhea, perhaps we can alter our deal? Oh, nay, forget it. I ain't going. With nothing on me but a shovel and ooze goop, I'd be no match for such a beast. No problem. I can make another quest for my trusted board. And when will it be done? Tell me, when can I walk among mortals in the glistening sunlight once more? As soon as a fearless adventurer picks it up and succeeds, especially that part. Splendid. Did you hear that? A quest just for me. Let's leave it at 2. Say, innkeep, while we wait for someone to do his work for him, do you perhaps have a room or 2? Possibly a room without sunlight. Wouldn't want Snow White to go up in flames over here. Sure thing. I've got a couple of barred up rooms. You can stay there. How much? You can pay when you leave. Grand. Seems like they gave you more personality than usual. Keep it up. Maybe you'll become a real girl one day. Thank you. Enjoy your stay. You too, tasty creature. Alright. Let's... Something was just coming up. Okay. So let's go through. We've got a couple of... Okay. At the foot of Witchwrath's Peak... no, not that one. That's just a different one. Vampire, Last Saw's Cape. Wanted to go for a stroll. Oh, okay, no. Stands a chance between grueling and... Okay, so that's maybe that one. Charmer's hated for mice is universal truth. Okay, so we have... Here's a chimera. That's... Seems like that those 2 go together. So let's have a quirky vampire looking for his cape. He seems a bit confused and wanted to go for a stroll in the sun. I think that's this one. That stands a chance against the girl across the sun is the vampire. According... Not that one. Or that one. Or maybe... It is a Chimer's hate for mice. So we're looking for... Yeah, I think that... No. I think that one's that quest. I guess not. Okay. Did I get enough to do the quest? Oh, a vampire last saw his cape on his wedding day. At the foot of the witch's wrath, resides the vampiric tempersome men. Be wary of invisible threats. I don't see a third one for that. Unless it's that one. Hey there, Evelyn. A mild summer morning, a senile vampire came to look for his cape of invisibility at the Wayfarer's Inn. After steady questioning, the innkeeper uncovered that he lost his cape on his wedding, where his ex-wife, Countess Evelyn, stole it from him. She resides at the foot of the Witch Wrath Peak. Venture to this peak and dare to retrieve the long lost cape. Be aware she might be invisible. Okay, so that's one. The one thing that stands against the grueling curse of the sun. Chimera, according to the... That deals with that, and... This is... That according to... Yeah, and maybe this one? There we go. Until sunrise. Okay, so I guess it doesn't matter what order you place them in. Deep in the Quag Mangrove resides a wyvern chimera. Its scales and claws are a valuable treasure to any alchemist. Its saliva even more so. As it happens, a certain vampire may be able to use the rare saliva it produces. Be able to use the rare saliva to produce a sunscreen so effective that even he could walk in broad daylight. Is there any adventurer or mouse brave enough to confront the beast, the chimera, not the vampire, and bring back a bucket of saliva? Alright, we're coming back for evening. Oh, we just finished up the day, so I got that just in time. Act 1, The Wayfarer's Inn. Chapter 3, New Friends and Former Enemies. My shipment of infusions finally arrives this morning. I now have possession of some fey crystals and frozen pine cones. Together with Fable's Phoenix chilies, I have 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have some time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. Oh, we have Care and Fable back. Here's Fable and Care. Humph. Listen, I can fix this. Let me just pick up some chamomile tincture from my treehouse. Chamomile is proven to be great for healing wounds. Here, you've done enough, little pal. I'll be good from here, thanks. Fable, Care, back so soon? Innkeep, say, did you send this blighter after me? I told you she has nothing to do with any of this. It's my fault alone. So let me at least fix it up. Fix you up. You better keep your clumsy hands off me. Now, how about we calm our spirits with a bit... Now, how about we calm our spirits a bit, and you tell me what happened? A misunderstanding, I suppose? Yes. The elf thought I was an Uncle Dragon look-alike. The uncle that looks like a werewolf? Yes. No. It's a bit more complicated. Doesn't matter. What matters is the elf mistook me for a werewolf. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Maybe. But not on purpose, I promise. It's just me and my bad luck. See, it happened again. Nothing ever goes right. Don't say that, Fable. Tell me what happened. We can start from the beginning, alright? Right. So, you sent me out to look for the werewolf in Tregarian. I felt agile and ready, braver than I've ever felt before. The quest that I gave you in Keep. I recall, Care. Humph. Good. I have my shortcuts and trails that allow me to travel rather swiftly through the Ashen Grove. And by early dusk, I reached the borders of Tregarian. The Ashen Grove thins out around there. You can catch a glimpse of the wide fields and vineyards, as well as see a farm or two. Truly idyllic, especially during sunset. There's one downside to that idyllic sunset, though. Ugh. It gets dark. Tends to happen when the sun goes down. Of course it does, and every tall looming person in the dark is automatically a werewolf, huh? No, but every tall looming person hunting down a farmer's sheep is. No, I didn't do that. Yes, you did. And the quest stated that was exactly what the werewolf would be doing. In my defense, I'm broke. We've all been there. So Care was busy hunting sheep, and in the shadows of dusk, you thought she must be the werewolf. Exactly so. And then you needed not one, but 3 arrows. I'm swift with a bow. I figured. And I was preparing to fight, not bargain. So I shoot, trigger happy. I can't get myself to aim right for the heart, so I aim for the shoulder. And suddenly the werewolf starts cursing and cussing words I'd never heard before, like a sailor. Not all sailors cuss. Or how I would imagine a sailor would swear. I've never actually met one. Not all sailors cuss. You're telling me you've never heard expletive before. It's all symboled out. Hey, what's going on, symbol? Why is it censored? Youth protection. The age rating system is quite harsh. Anyways, I was watching my prey through the bushes, and suddenly I felt a piercing pain in my shoulder. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, 'cause I cussed and swore. That expletive hurt. Never been so happy to have missed. So I turned around and got ready to lunge at the rascal who dared to aim at me. And an orange gleamy eye stared at me through the shadows right into my soul. I thought, that's it, it's over. I heard the bells of death ringing in my ears. I was done for, and I hadn't even set foot out of the Ashen Grove. I stumbled backwards, tripped over a branch, and crashed into a tree. Nah, that weren't the passing bells, Elfie. Actual bells from the chapel in town. My name's Fable. Right. So they crashed into a tree, and the rustling of leaves, crackling of branches, the high-pitched yelp. I didn't yelp. Yes, you did. I think the truth is somewhere between these two. It caught the attention of the actual culprit. He must have been on his way to tear apart yet another sheep. Or perhaps the farmer's heart this time after our wrestling caught his attention. I heard the growling, such a deep guttural growl, it made my blood curdle. I swear I saw my life flash before my eyes. It sounded more like an empty stomach to me. A big empty stomach then. Either way, bad. Very bad. A howl rang through the air when he emerged from the bushes. Tall and towering, glowing red eyes and fangs as big as my hand. Probably around 8 feet high. 6 feet max. 8. Seeing that tall creature sent shivers down my spine. You said that already. No, I didn't. Seeing that tall creature sent shivers down my spine. And I was frozen. I was sure the Mary Morgan incident would repeat itself. I'd stand there and watch everything as it happened, unable to move. He looked around and sniffed the air, and his eyes locked with mine. But then I remembered what you told me. Werewolves love playing fetch. So I swiftly pushed away from the tree and picked a stick up off the ground. The werewolf noticed my movement. But before it could lunge at me, I threw the stick into the bushes as far from me as possible. I wanted to buy myself some time to adjust my bow, but the stick somehow also influenced Carolyn, and both of them hurled toward the bushes. And that's not all. While I couldn't help but run after that stick, I noticed something odd on the werewolf. Flannel rags. So I forgot about the stick and grabbed him by the throat, slamming him against a tree. He wiggled and twisted like a worm, growling and barking right in my face. I stared him right in the eyes as I heard the elf approach from behind. They knocked an arrow on the bow. Don't, Carolyn said as I lowered my bow hesitantly while she studied the werewolf's face. She growled like she always does. Grumph. Uncle Dragon, she exclaimed, and I flinched. That Uncle Dragon? Yeah, my darned uncle was in full werewolf transformation in front of me, right there. Acting like the biggest, wildest rascal in the whole world. I was joking when I told you that story, Innkeep. I wouldn't have thought the werewolf was actually my uncle. But this is exactly why I don't do cases involving lycanthropy. So how did you deal with him? Confronted him, of course. Knocked some sense into him, you know. We tied him to a tree so he wouldn't get any ideas before transforming back. I knew learning all those sailor knots was good for something. It's good for a lot more than that. Oh? I mean... Either way. The truth was only half as exciting as figuring it all out. Apparently, he contracted lycanthropy at the annual family gathering. And since he grew short-tempered, he and his husband got into a lot of fights. So he ran away. I can understand that all too well. And of course, I can't kill Carolyn's uncle just because he's a werewolf. So you let him go? The elf knows a swamp witch that might have worked out a cure, dropped him off there. No more tearing apart sheep, for now. So, all in all, you'd say the quest was a success? With a few obstacles attached. And someone getting hurt. Listen, the arrows ain't the problem. The coat, though, that was expensive. I'm sorry, really. Don't worry about it. After all, we got rid of the lichen... for now. Elfie even got you a keepsake. It's nothing really. It's not even that interesting. I just thought... Would you get me, Fable? You thought? I thought it would be a nice reminder of my first successful quest. I like trinkets. What is it? Spit it out. Come on. Quit being shy. Well, we played fetch with a stick afterwards, and I thought I could bring it here. After Carolyn brought it back to me. Had to finish playing fetch after all. A nice memory of sorts, you know? That is a nice memory. Are we just ignoring the fact that Carrot still has arrows sticking out of her shoulder? Thank you, Fable. I know just where to put it. Right. Anyway. How about a drink to celebrate on me? I told Carolyn you have a hand for mixing just the right thing for any situation. Absolutely. For the both of you? I'll pass. I'm going to run home quickly to get the chamomile tincture. See you later. Later. So, Innkeep, surprise me with something that fits my brawn. By which, I mean, make me the usual strength never gets old. Alright. We have Southern Brawler. Just draw that recipe right out. And 1 shield. 1 crown. And 3 swords. Southern Brawler. There we go. Here, this should be to your liking. It is. Not bad. Thanks. So that little blighter, you raised them? Fable? Oh, no. No? That's surprising. You two seem very close, like family. They're irregular. I see. I think we're waiting on Fable. Huh. Quest taken. This still available? Ooh, which quest did you take? Yes. Great, I'm taking it. You still have arrows stuck in your shoulder. 'Tis but a scratch. Plus, Elfie is getting me one of their hippie salves. Should be fine after. Alternatively, you could take a rest. Get some sleep, let your wounds heal, rid yourself of the ammunition decorating your body. That's one way to put it. Alternatively, you could mind your own business. I know what I can handle. And if I don't move on to a proper quest without bumbling elves and useless relatives, I'll go insane sooner or later. You want that? No, at least not in my tavern. I worked really hard on that woodwork. Then do your job and let me take it. I mean, you already have one. Or you have. I'm just doing my job and how do you call it? Expressing appropriate concern. You did this woodwork yourself? Excellent transition care. Yes, I did. I did all of it myself. Why? Couldn't get anyone to help? I had a very specific vision and too much free time. That too. Boredom does things to you. One day you're bored, next thing you're learning how to gloss wood. Do you know any carpentry? I know of carpentry. And of boredom. That's exactly why I gotta take this quest. Need to counteract the boredom before it makes my biceps shrink. I don't think that's how that works. But boring is not what I'd call this quest in the slightest. Stealing from a chimera for a vampire's sunscreen could be more reckless than that. Couldn't get more reckless than that. It could be taking Elfie along. Fair point. Please don't. I won't. Don't need another accidental piercing. So the saliva's for a vampire? Vampire sunscreen. Can't a vampire get their chimera goo themselves? It's a wyvern chimera. Vampires and fire don't mix too well. Also, if everyone did their own quest, the quest economy would be in shambles. Suppose that'd be terrible for your business. Indeed. Have you ever encountered a chimera before? No, not a real one. Got me thinking. Ain't it kind of blasphemous to steal from a draconic guardian? Depends. Are you religious? Guess not. Then no. Would it be better if I was? Don't think so. Chimera still riches all the time, and Chimera still riches all the time, and they were created to be guardians by the protectors of the realms. So stealing something to protect someone else seems in line with the doctrine. Humph. Good thing you ain't a priest. You do a piss poor job. Thank you. Is blasphemy what you're most worried about? I ain't worried. Okay, nervous? Ain't that either. Then what is it? Excitement, I suppose. Excitement? Don't laugh. I'm not laughing, I'm asking. Yes, excitement. I've never encountered a guardian before. And I've always sort of wanted to. Why haven't you? Ain't exactly easy to find one, or to survive one. This seems like a great opportunity for you then. It is. What's it about guardians? It's less about the guardian and more about what created it. It may be a little about the chimera. It's got a dragon head, right? Yes, modeled after its creator, I would guess. So let me rephrase that. What is it about dragons and chimeras with dragon's head? They're cool. Also, when I was little, my Baba used to tell me bedtime stories about the dragons every night. She was a great adventurer and encountered many of their creations on her journeys. Not sure if it's true, but she always claims she met each of the realm keepers themselves. Had little keepsakes from them and all. My sword's one of those. Passed it on to me before she passed? Left. One day she was just gone. Think she wanted to spend her last moments somewhere else. Like to think she visited one of her dragons one last time. Maybe she's off stealing sheep. Too soon. That sword and her stories are all I have left of her. Going on this quest, it almost feels like I'm stepping into a memory of hers. Did she ever tell you about wyvern chimers? No, was the only kind she ever encountered. Had quarrels with those feline ones, different varieties of scales, even a cow one, I think, but never found a wyvern one in all her years. It would have been nice to have been able to tell her the story when I return. If I return. I'm sure you will. You can tell the story to me. I don't know if I make a good Baba, but I do enjoy a good tale. I'll think about it. You already got me talking too much. This is you talking too much? So, you like dragons? Who doesn't? They're fascinating creatures. Very interesting. Very magical. They are fascinating and magical. Used to pretend I was one when I was little. Really wanted their magic and their wings. You can just ask them for their magic. Not sure about their wings. Oof. I ain't a priest either. Besides, I'm a warrior. Don't do all the magic. Expletive. Why not? I like my sword and my muscles. They're a good combo. And I don't need to rely on anyone, not even dragons. A little help never hurt anybody. The last time someone tried to help, they shot me with 3 arrows. They weren't trying to help you, they were trying to kill you. But alas, does that mean you don't want a drink to pep you up, Care? Didn't say that. I see. That doesn't count as help, does it? It's prepayment for me taking on your quest. Sure. You'll be happy to hear that I have some incredible infusions to offer that could greatly help with your quest. Nah, that sounds unnecessarily complicated. Let's keep it simple. Alright, what can I get you then? I reckon a little boost for this body couldn't hurt. Heard they're quick and toothy, so I'll need to be too hardy for its bite. Some defense might come in handy. Or something for the brain. Baba talked quite a lot about how much they enjoy a good ruse. Maybe I can outsmart it with the right play. But I need some intelligence for that. Won't be risking it all on a bad idea. Maybe you want the drink with an infusion. I just got to unpacking my shipments today. A what? Infusion. I use them to spice up my drinks. They grant you special abilities. Like Phoenix chilies. A little bit of one would make you fire resistant. That would be useful in a fight. Sure, I'll try one. And on the top of trickery, no, 1 is enough. Either you mix defense with your weird chilies, or you go heavy on the intelligence. Don't need any more of your fancy tricks. I don't care which one you pick. That's your job. Figure it out. Now that I have access to infusions, I have to be careful of how they interact with other ingredients. They might alter the drink in a way where I have to use different ingredients than usual. I should make sure to keep an eye on the coaster shape so that I mix the correct recipe. Maybe I should even try adding an infusion first and then adjusting the drink from there. Let's give it a try. What am I doing? So she wants either either this one, or she wants a frosted lagoon. Physical and spiritual harm cools you down to even the hottest simmer. Okay, so this one involves the infusion, so we can draw the recipe. And it involves a fusion of fire. So I think this one, yeah. Okay, so this is a little shield with a snowflake. This one looks like a mysterious, like a meeple there. And this one is fire. So let's add a pepper. Okay. Oh, now we've got one. So that's enough for that one. Okay. No, that's a little, that's not, no. No, I still want the... I know I need one of these. There we are. That's a frosted lagoon. Okay. But it's shorter. I think... Is that... Figured it out. You're getting better. Thanks. I'm feeling tougher already and dangerously close to catching fire myself. Think I could almost take a dragon like this. Let's stay grounded. How urgent is the sunscreen? Pretty urgent. The sun tends to not take a break, even for vampires. Maybe he should sunbathe less then. That might solve his problems. That might. But when has an easy solution ever been fun? Good point. I'll see what I can do. Maybe they got some mice in that mangrove. Good luck. Won't be needing it. What I do need is that chamomile salve. I'm gonna go look for that blighter. Go easy on them. Humph. Thank you. I'll be waiting to hear of your exploits upon your return. You again. Good evening to you too. Quest taken. This quest. It wasn't here yesterday. That is correct. It seems dangerous. It is. And mysterious. Sure. You seem mysterious too. Like me. Like I said. You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name. Zephyr. Did the wind carry you in? No. My legs. I want that quest. Well, you can have it. Not just literally, physically, emotionally. emotionally. I want to take on that quest, go to the castle to get the cape. I mean, yes. Well, no one has gone to the castle yet, so if someone would like to go, you'd be more than welcome to. So you know of the castle? Yes. It seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I heard rumors, whisperings, of a strange fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence, me too. Has she ever frequented your tavern? No, not recently. But she has. Once. Had a vampire mixer. Interesting. So she was only here at night. Yes. Would you say she was unnaturally pale? No. She had a lot of makeup on. But below that mask. Sure, yes. Would guess she looked pretty dead below that. What kind of drink did she order? Blood. Interest. You sell blood? Of course. Whose blood? Did you hear about wolves avoiding the castle? Really? All of them? Yes, she has a lot of werewolf traps set up, but all animals seem to steer clear of Morrow Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside or leave. And anything that tries to merges into her land in one way or another. As a grave, a pile of decorative bones, dirt feeding rotting flowers. They say death clings to her doorstep like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Sounds depressing. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or for a goth. Goth or vampire, she seems to be a thief. It appears so. Do you not sympathize with that? Thievery is an honorable skill, but it must be performed in secret. Or you're not worth the coins you pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. I suppose. Only thing worse than that is stealing a man's hat. Not if it's cursed. Especially then. Point is, if you can't defend yourself from having your trophies reclaimed, you must live with the consequences. The consequences being you? Exactly. It definitely sounds like you know what you're doing. Of course I do. I am the one with the shadows and the wind, gone before they even notice I'm there. So you could easily swipe something else along with a cape, right? Certainly. Gold, gemstones, other treasures, whatever pays the bills. What about some interior decorations? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up my tavern a bit. Are we soliciting thievery? Maybe something useful that also doubles as a decoration? Like a chair? Stealing a whole chair sounds a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. I'd prefer something smaller, like a little trinket. My walls are still a bit empty. Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A memento that once belonged to a eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. I'll see what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well then, I trust you to deliver yourself to her doorstep and the cape back to me. Along with a neat little addition to my interior design. Sounds like I'll need a few stamps. Would you like some? No, too traceable. How about a drink then? I could do with one of those. I heard your drinks inspire transformations of great magnitude. Allow you to dip into parts of yourself that you weren't previously aware of. Raise yourself up from your shadow. Say, what do you trade them for? Secrets are a joke. Oh, decisions. We'll do secrets this time. Secrets. I have many. Grant me one. I shall. I know this may come as a shock to you, but I was here before, just yesterday. You may not remember it because you barely noticed me in the shadows. Oh, I noticed you. I was so stealthy I spent hours just watching you from afar. That is definitely a secret. You cleaned a lot of glasses, served everyone with a smile. You looked so worried after the adorable green one left. Like you thought they might trip straight into a monster's maw. Well, you know, I'm not entirely wrong on that. And you're swift with your hands and fast with a knife. Alright, enough secrets. You may have one of my renowned drinks. And some of my renowned infusions. Infusions? Intriguing. What vile magic do you have to offer? For your purposes, I think you could benefit from either some fey crystals or a frozen pine cone. The frozen pine cones have absorbed some of nature's icy properties. They can help you form a magical frost barrier that will hurt those trying to harm you. The fey crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible, eventually, and for a bit. The duration is a bit unpredictable. I've also got some phoenix chilies, but I don't think those would be very useful in your situation. Interesting. So what dark depths of yourself are you looking to explore? I fear that Lady Evelyn may be of the undead nature, so I must be strong and vigorous if I want my stake in her heart before her fangs are in my neck. Though that does sound appealing. Strength I can do, and some frost armor should help with the fangs. Or perhaps the smarter route would be to evade her wrath entirely, to outstealth her and steal the cape from right under her pale nose, so that she may lie in the shame of having lost against me. I think such an appropriate approach would require a certain amount of dexterity, and some invisibility would help with staying unseen should my speed and agility not be enough. Help me with a decision, Innkeep. Your wisdom is no secret, is it? Oh, okay. So we've got a couple of different things. We could either do a Southern Brawler with the Pine Cone, or a Swift Strike with the Fey Crystals. And I honestly think the Fey Crystals are going to be a little bit more of what I'm looking for. So we're going to have that go 1, 2. Okay, so that goes up to there. And then we've already got this one to there, so I just need 1 shield. So the crystal kind of takes over two pores. Thank you, Andu. Here you go. A drink that all vampires fear. Garlic breath? Not quite, but that's a good name. May I steal it? You don't ask for permission before you steal something, Innkeep. Then it's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trade. I see. Did you hear about my new drink, the garlic breath? Ha. Good one. It tastes like, not garlic, but just as fearsome to a vampire. You don't find garlic scary? No, only the absence of it. That makes 2 of us. Hopefully this will help me evade her. I'm not prepared for a fight, but I won't need one if my steps are as swift and quiet as the wind. And if she can't see me. Goodbye, Innkeep. I would say, pray that the sun will carry me back to you. But my hopes do not lie with the realm keepers, and I shall be damned if they control my fate. Expect to see me again after the next sunfall. If you do not, speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave. Or for a good story. Farewell. Good luck, Zypher. Or for a better end. Act 1, The Wayfarer's Inn. Chapter 4, Starlight Sonata, 60th of the Wake. Ooh, new face. Hey, Innkeep. Hey, Chrissy. Long time no see. So true. I've been pretty busy this hatching season. A lot to do? Yeah, the birds seem to be in a slight uproar, like something is amiss. I just can't figure out what. Animals often have a sixth sense, you know? They do indeed. Anyways, hand over a drink, will ya? Of course. What'll it be this time? Something for the wits again? You know me well. Too well, I guess. That's the curse of being a regular. Eventually, I'll have you all figured out. I hate to disappoint you, but you're wrong today. Am I now? Yes, I'm quite confident in the capabilities of my mind and wit. Of course. So, what I'll need instead is something to protect me from weather or foe, so I'm steeled for any situation. That makes sense. I'll see what I can do. Let's open up our journal. So, wants 3 shields. I really want to make this one. Which is a frosted lagoon. So, we have 1 sword, 1 crown, and 3 shield. Thank you, Andu. There you go. Liquid steel, just a bit more digestible. This is exactly what I need for my trip. The bird is so cute. Where are you headed anyways? Oh, to the island of Boreas. I want to connect with some friends at the annual Borean Art Convention. Isn't Boreas difficult to reach? Not exactly a place known for its population. The convention is especially for creatures like sylvan spirits, trolls, and the like. They'll also be electing the scariest monster for the next issue of Screech magazine. That sounds exciting. It'll be a sight to behold for sure, but do you know what I'm most excited about? Gnomes or nymphs? Let's go with nymphs. No. They're pretty, don't get me wrong, but definitely not the reason why I'm going to Boreas. That'd be Fable's reason. True. You're so right. If you do happen to meet a nymph, greet them for me. Sure. Now that we know what I'd be excited for, how about you? The geyser and hot springs, especially around this time of year, when the mornings are still a bit chilly, and the sun tickles the sky on the horizon. That sounds lovely. I'm sure those things will be nice muses too. Bet. I'm bringing an extra set of paints this time so I don't run out again. I mean, Fable taught me how to make some from flowers and berries, but Borean flora is unsuitable for things like that. Seems like you're well prepared either way. Absolutely. How are the birds doing apart from being in distress? Well, the cinnamon green-cheeked coners are growing up to be such a lovely bunch. I can't wait to release them back to the wild once they're strong enough. With your care, they'll be ready in a heartbeat. I'm guessing you're taking Ruby and Merlin along to the convention? Of course. As for the others, I obviously can't take them with me. But I asked Fable to look after everyone. In exchange, I'll teach them how to grow zucchini. Speaking of which, I wanted to leave my keys under their doormat. Sorry for the short stay, but I gotta hurry, else I'll miss my boat. It's quite the walk to their treehouse. And you don't want to have to compensate me for that, do you? I wouldn't mind, but I also don't want you to be late for your convention. Well then, so long, Inkeep. See you soon. Good evening. Good evening, Fable. Did you have a good day? I did. Well, sort of. It was a little depressing. How so? Can I have a drink first? Sure. What are you looking for? Something zesty, perhaps? No, not today. Something to help me wind down a little, feel a little less like a bunch of mushy moss. Though I still have to make the rounds around the grove later. So something that'll keep me awake and agile would be nice. Do you think you know me well enough to guess what I might need? I'm already on it. Let's see, what do we have for an order? Yep, Swift Strike. I knew it. That's one. And there we go. There's your Swift Strike. Here. Thank you. This is delicious. You always know what I need. I think I feel ready to tell you the story now. Please go ahead. Do you remember Mr. Dragon? Kara's deadbeat werewolf uncle? Unfortunately. I think he's still on her mind. She's been very down since we came back, and I'm worried about how quiet she's been, too. I wanted to cheer her up. That's very kind of you. How did you do that? I only tried to. It didn't go very well. I should probably just pretend it didn't happen. Fable? Tell me about it, please. Okay. So we have this small werewolf community in the Ashen Grove. A couple of lycanthrope-affected elves settled there about 200 years ago. And they've welcomed people like them ever since. They offer support for anyone trying to get their curse under control. And a home with a beautiful view to boot. I thought if I took Carolyn there, I could show her that there's still hope for her uncle, even if he doesn't find a cure. She thought it was ridiculous and a little silly, at least until I started trying to involve the werewolves. Oh boy. I tried to tell them about Mr. Dragon so they could help cheer her up. I thought if I told them he's chasing a cure, they would be interested in meeting him. Maybe even offer to help. But instead, everyone just ended up really sad. And then we were all quiet. I'm sorry, Fable. It was a sweet idea, maybe just a little too soon. Or too late. I wish I could have done more that day. Maybe made them talk it out or hug it out or yell it out. That day is over. It happened and it went how it went. All you can change is the present. I guess that's true. I took her on a walk after to my favorite spots in the grove. She told me a bit about her Baba. She also sounds much nicer than Mr. Dragon. Indeed. I hope the Wyvern Chimera is everything she hopes it to be. Perhaps it will be, or maybe it'll be even better, or even more. I hope so. Well, maybe may the stars of Cassiopeia and Leviathan guide her way. May they lend her down the right path and back to my tavern. May they lead her down the right path back to my tavern. Do you think she'll let me read her star signs soon? Maybe, if you ask her nicely. Maybe, though I wouldn't want to bother her. You should ask her. Alright, if you say so. I'll ask her when she comes back, so I can draw her a chart. Maybe wait a little bit? And if she says no, I'll just keep trying until I figure her out. That's gonna be pushy. That's the spirit. I hope she'll come back. Of course she will. They always do. I'd like to think so. Me too. You should take a break from worrying. Maybe stay a while before heading back. That sounds like a good idea. I'll just idle here for a bit if that's okay. Always. Oh, we got Kyle. Greetings, Innkeep. And a music change. Greetings, Kyle. Greetings, green creature. Greetings, Mr. Vampire. Oh, how polite. Are you enjoying your drink? I am, thank you. Then I shall leave you to its inspiring aftertaste. Innkeep, say, did you move your inn by any chance? It took me hours to find it. I did not. Are you sure? I believe new alleyways may have formed themselves around your establishment. With winding paths and dark corners. Anything could be hiding within them. Like a vampire? No, silly snack. I don't need to hide. Except during games of hide and seek, I am very good at those. Maybe the inn wanted to play around with you. Mayhaps. But it underestimated my skill. As a 3-time hide and seek world champion, I would never lose to such a youngling of an inn. It's not that young. The wood isn't even rotting yet, dear Innkeep. It's still that many eons ahead. It still has many eons ahead of it. I like the sound of that. As a celebration of a match well won, may I offer you a drink? Yes, I think that would be well deserved. Has that delicious blood of yours made it onto the menu yet? Not yet. Shame. Then I shall have some of that faux blood again, please. It does make my bones feel more sturdy. Coming right up. Right, he wanted the Southern Brawler. Okay. 1, 2, and 3 of the sword. There you go. As I sip my own drink. Some faux blood for your bones. Enjoy. Ah, this is perfect, Innkeep. The only thing that could make me happier would be a drink lovingly titled The Innkeeper's Vein. Keep dreaming, Count Dracula. Speaking of dreams, how is the retrieval of my cape coming along? Swimmingly. Well, actually, I think there's very little water involved. I wouldn't be so sure. My dear Evelyn has a beautiful pond filled with long-toothed spine guppies in her courtyard. It's her pride and joy. I would hope no one is swimming in that. But I have sent someone on your quest. I'm sure he'll return soon, and he and your cape will be reunited. And you and your cape will be reunited. Marvelous. Speaking of inseparable teams, where's Rhea? Oh, she's taken the day off. She demanded vacation time, so I said she could choose any day, and she chose today. I was going to take a day off and spend her vacation with her. But when I wanted to follow her to the market, my sleeve caught fire, and my hand, and my hair. So I was forced to stay back due to my allergies. The weeping Amaryllis pollen is very bad this time of year. And the sun. The sun is also bad for vampires. It is? Yes. Right. I need sunscreen. It's in the works. Did you get to see the market later? I did. It was beautiful, colorful, and full of music that would make anyone's heart dance. But I couldn't find Rhea anywhere, so I felt a little lonely. Luckily, I managed to make a new friend in no time. Very tall and brooding, just how I like them. I'll inquire if I could try on his dark armor of swirling shadow. I inquired if I could try on his dark armor and swirling shadow and onyx bone. But he said if I tried to take it from him, he would turn me to ash. What a jokester. Dark armor of swirling shadow and onyx bone? Yes, a true connoisseur of fashion. He's just visiting, he said. He had some great crepe recommendations. Plum crepes with ash sprinkles? Yes, they taste deliciously dead. I see. I hope you enjoyed your evening together. We did, though I feel like he asked something of me. I promised I would remember. Perhaps he wanted my cape. Many people want my cape. Perhaps. But I would never have agreed to that. It is my cape, after all. Maybe he wanted my pasca recipe? Is it good? Very much so. Then I'd like it as well. Oh, yes, you. Me. He asked me about you. Me? Yes. Said he's an old friend of yours. He was very curious about how your inn is doing. I sang your praises, of course, so he asked me to deliver you greetings. And congratulations on the well-run establishment. How did he phrase it? Deliver my congratulations on the faux peace your precious innkeep has found in her house of denial. Very poetic, if you ask me. Very. If only I could remember his name. Does my description of him ring any bells for you? No, I'm afraid not. Too bad. He must be an old childhood friend. Maybe you went to school together. I heard many friendships are formed in such halls. Maybe. Do you want to tell me about your time at the market? Most certainly. I found the loveliest trinkets. Like a little stuffed bear with a tiny raincoat and a crescent elder moon necklace. I found a gorgeous sun charm as well. I bought it for Rhea as a welcome back from a vacation gift. That's very sweet. Your friend bought a delightful raven figurine with eyes of starlight. Please don't call him that. We should never deny our friends, even if we don't remember them. I don't remember any of my friends. Alas, I still love them, even if their memory lives only in my heart. Anyhow, he said it was a gift to himself to celebrate the dawning of the month of the astral moon. Oh, I love Cassiopeia so dearly. She is the most beautiful month, is she not? A haven of starlight reflected in the primordial sea below. Only once a year is she this close to us, and only then for a short period of time. To me, she is the harbinger of yearning and of change. I wonder how we'll change this month. I hope to be more careful and sunscreened by the end of it. Maybe even a little less alone. What about you? I like the way I am, but I wouldn't say no to stocking up on more ingredients. The refusal to change is dangerous, innkeeper. Change always comes to those who deny it the most. By the end of the astral moon, we shall no longer be who we once were. That sounds like a threat. By no means. Maybe it promises morning. Maybe it promises morning, but maybe celebrations also, could it not? For example, my dear Rhea hated vampires when she met me, and now she likes me. True change can occur before the stars change, it seems. I still think she hates you. That is a very mean thing to say. I don't think you get to make that decision. Neither do you. No, but I can't have faith in her heart. Isn't that what friendship is all about? That reminds me, I forgot a crucial part of the message. Our dear friend stranger told me that he would like to see you again. He said... What was it? Don't think too hard about it. Ah, of course, the letter. The letter? The polite young man gave me a letter to deliver to you. What a sweet gesture. I shall pass it on to you forthwith. Thank you. Are you not going to open it? No, I don't think that's the right time for the letter. Not enough moonlight. But wouldn't it be kind of romantic, longingly dwelling on the memories of a friend? It would go so well with the fireworks. What fireworks? I have no clue. He says he hopes you'll enjoy them. Fireworks, doesn't that sound lovely? I hope they aren't part of a private event. I think that it would be difficult to do with fireworks. I don't mean to interrupt, but... What is it, little fawn? Look outside, I think the fireworks have started. Oh. How beautiful. They're falling from the sky. Hello, little fireworks. Sparkle on. Those aren't fireworks. They're stars.